Today's our second lab session, and today's lab topic is sampling theorem. So all of you know what is sampling theorem. Till I'm just recapturing the part. The sampling theorem defines that a band limit signal, a signal whose band is limited, ca- can be reconstructed exactly as it is if if it is sampled at a rate of at least twice of its maximum frequency. That is your sampling theorem. Means, suppose you are discretizing a sequence, you are sampling a sequence or a signal from a continuous domain. You are sampling a signal from a continuous domain to a discrete domain. Then you need to regenerate that sampled signal to continuous domain. And whenever you will regenerate that signal must be the exactly same as the input signal. If we don't use or if we don't do any changes in the discrete data, so that is the sampling signal, sampling theorem. And for this case, the condition to regenerate the exactly same signal is that the sampling frequency that you are using, the sampling frequency that sampling frequency must be greater than the maximum frequency you are consider. Maximum frequency you are considering. So I think what is sampling theorem is clear. So in this lab we are going to check that if that condition is not satisfied, if that condition, that is fs must be greater than equal to twice of maximum frequency. Fs must be greater than equal to twice of maximum frequency. If this condition is not satisfied, what the effect is happening over a signal, that we are going to check. So generally we will check three condition. First condition is fs is less than twice of fm. That is first condition. We will see for this condition what is the effect happening over the signal. Second condition is that Fs is equal to twice of Fm, and third condition that we are going to check, Fs is greater than twice of Fm. In these three conditions, what are the effect we can see over the image that we are going to check in this lab. So I think what we are going to do is clear. So to do that, obviously first of all, you have three sequence, that is clear all, close all, CLC, that you are going to use. That three parameter you are going to use. After that, you need the input variables that you need to consider. What should be the variable? One will be the signal amplitude. Suppose we are going to check a sinusoidal signal, whether sine wave or cosine wave, whatever. We are going to check a sinusoidal signal. First, we are going to generate the sinusoidal signal with a frequency Fm, maximum frequency Fm. Then that sinusoidal signal will be discretized depending on the three conditions we have mentioned. After that, it will be regenerated by considering the three conditions, and we will check what the effect will happen over that cosine curve. So for that case, obviously you need to consider some parameter that are, first you have to consider k, that is called the duty cycles or simply cycles, that will be input. K, that will be the number of cycles, how many cycles that you are going, or how many, that is one cycle. So how many cycle you are going to check over a input signal, that is defined by k. A, that will be defined as amplitude, that A will be defined as amplitude, and Fm, that is the maximum frequency that we are going to consider. These are the three parameter that we are going to parameter and we are going to take as input. So after that, we need to display that cosine wave depending on the three conditions. So first, what you have to display, you have to consider the t over which the input signal will be displayed. So how you are going to consider t? T, that will you consider as 0 is to 1 by Fm into Fm, or simply 2Fm. Why we are considering that? Because we are going to check Fs and 2Fm. Condition will be less than or equal to or greater than. So we will consider the sampling gap as 2Fm. So sampling period t equal to 1 by f we know. So obviously we can write t equal to 1 by 2Fm. So that t is defined here is to k by Fm. K by Fm defines that we are going to check for, suppose 10 number of duty cycles, means 10 cycles will be there, like that. Suppose 10 cycles will be there. For to display exactly 10 cycles, what should be the maximum range of t? That maximum range of t is defined by k by fm. If we consider k by fm, so that maximum range of t will define the exactly the last value of the 10th duty cycle. Okay, that's why we will consider k by fm. Any question? Okay, okay. See, t we are going to define 0 is to t is to that t. That capital T defines the gap between two discrete sequence or the sample value. That is your capital T. That we are going to define here. So initially in the last class we have defined as t equal to 0 is to 0.001 is to 5. So that gap defines the gap between two samples. Now here what we are taking, as we have some input data, fm, duty cycles k, fs, sampling frequency, that are the data we have to take, and depending on that data we have to compare fs with 2fm. So we cannot take the value of time period t as an arbitrary value. We have to take the time period t in such a way that satisfies the conditions 2fm, and for the next cases fs. So to satisfy that condition 2fm we are going to take. So obviously we know that sampling period equal to 1 by frequency. So that 1 by f defines the fm. So we will consider 2fm in spite of that t. That's why we are considering t value 1 by 2fm. And we are trying to display, suppose k equal to 10. The cycle value is 10. Means we are trying to display 10 period sample or the 10 period complete 10 period in a single curve or a single waveform. So to display exactly 10 period, what should be the last value of t? What should be that value of t? Obviously first value of t is 0. So what should be the last value of t? Means the last value of the 10th cycle. That will be defined as k by fm. So last value of t will display as k by fm. First value of t will be displayed by t equal to 0, and gap between two sample will be defined as 1 by 2fm or fm into fm. Clear? Okay. So in that way you have to first define the t. So whenever the t is defined, simply we will display the output y. Y will be what? Y will be a cos 2 pi. The output will be defined obviously with respect to your maximum frequency fm into t. That will be your output, a cos 2 pi fm into t. That output defines your whatever the initial value you are taking, or whatever the initial input you are taking, or you can say that is input wave. Y. Now what you have to do? Simply you have to display it. So you have to use subplot, then plot t comma y. You will plot y with respect to t. Then whatever the parameter you are using, grid on, x level, y level, that you have to consider. So that is the first part. Now we have to consider the three conditions that we have already mentioned. So for that three condition, whatever we are considering, in spite of writing 2 FM, just we are considering frequency equal to 2 into FM. So in spite of 2 FM, we will consider FNQ. So first condition define undersampling condition. It is defined as undersampling condition means if S value must be less than FNQ. That is the first condition. So simply see, condition is Fs less than twice Fm. Fs equal to twice Fm and Fs greater than twice Fm. In spite of using twice Fm, I am considering twice Fm is equal to FNQ. So whatever twice Fm, FNQ is the same. Okay. So in the code, in spite of twice Fm, I will write FNQ. That's all. Okay. So the first condition obviously will be Fs less than twice Fm or Fs less than FNQ. So less than means any value you can consider by your own. I am considering Fs equal to suppose 0.75 FNQ. That is the Fs value less than twice Fm. Whatever the value of twice Fm multiplied by 0.75 means that is less than. So if I consider Fs value, this depending on this Fs, you have to represent the value t, because t will change. Whenever you are changing the frequency, the value of t will be changed. Now the t will be displayed in the form 1 by Fs k by Fm. So first value of t and last value of t will not be changed because we are considering 0 to k by Fm. If we change the frequency, the sampling gap that will change, and that sampling gap will be dependent on the frequency. So only we have changed that part. Okay. So t will be displayed as, for the first case, 1 by Fs, where Fs is equal to 0.75 FNQ. Now simply depending on that t, display your y. So y equal to a cos 2 pi Fm. Now t will be that t, are simply replaced by t1, Fs1. So that will be Fs1, simply t1. So that y will be that t1. So now if we display that y or y1, if we display that y1, that will be the value maintaining the condition 1, that is Fs less than twice of Fm. So in that condition, we will see what are the effect happening over the waveform. Similarly, next condition is yes. See, because whatever the output will be displayed with respect to the maximum frequency and the amplitude. What changes will happen? The change will happen to the sampling gap, because whenever we are sampling with a frequency, sampling any value with a frequency, that sampling gap changes. If we change the frequency, that gap will change. So what you have to manipulate or what you have to consider, simply that gap, that gap. So depending on change in frequency, you are changing the gap also. So t value for each and every case will change. So second condition, now simply you will display the y1 as you need to display. In the second condition, simply fs2, that will be twice of fm. fs2, that will be twice of fm. So in that case, t2 what will be? 0 is to 1 by fs2 is to k by fm. So you can check, fs2 is twice of fm, so whatever the input you are considering, and in that case both are same. So obviously whatever the value of y2 you are going to get here, will be the same as y, the first output. So that is your second condition. Your third condition will be, fs3, that will be greater than twice of fm. So simply you can consider any value. I am considering 10 of fm. So fs3 is greater than twice of fm. In spite of 10, you can consider any value depending on your choice. It's not mandatory that always you have to consider 10. So obviously again, for this case you will get t3 0 1 by fs3 is to k by fm. With respect to that t3, again you can display y3 a cos 2 pi fm t3. Okay, so that is the three conditions you have maintained for three different frequencies, and you have get the output y1, y2 and y3. So whenever you will display y as input, y1 one output, y2 second output, y3 third output. So that will be your final result. Okay, and you will check what are the effect is happening. You will compare y with y1, you will compare y with y2, you will compare y with y3. Then you can check what are the effect is happening. Okay, so this is your lab. Is that clear? নাকি আমি আর কিছু বোঝাবো এখানে? If you have any question now, you can ask me or you can go to the code. Is it visible to all of you? So check the code. First you have considered clear all, close all, CLC. Then you have taken three input, k as the number of cycles, a as the amplitude of the signal, fm is the maximum frequency of the signal. Then here we have considered the original signal. We have displayed that original signal as t equal to 1 is to 1 by fm into fm is to k by fm, as we have mentioned. Then y equal to a sine 2 pi fmt. In spite of sine, you can consider cos also. So that is your output. That is the original output. And as we have to display four different signals. So we have considered subplot 2 comma 2, 2 rows 2 columns, and that will be stored in the first position. So 2 comma 2 comma 1 subplot we have considered. Then plot, we have got the plot of y with respect to the t, and that is stored in the subplot. Then we have considered x level, y level, title. F and Q consider 2 i's of Fm. If you don't consider F and Q equal to 2 i's of Fm, simply you can write as, in the place of all F and Q, you can write as 2 i's of Fm. So it will be same. So in the first condition, we have considered Fs1 is 0.75 Fnq. Means the frequency, sampling frequency is less than twice of Fm. With respect to that, we have got the time as Ts1, 0 is to 1 by Fs1 is to k by Fm. That time we have got. And with respect to that time, y equal to a cos, it should not be either it's sine or it should be cos. So both should be cos or sine. So I am considering cos. So ys1 will be a cos 2 pi fm ts1. That is your first condition's output, and that output will be stored in the second position of your subplot, and we are displaying as a discrete, as a continuous. Okay, we are displaying the output ys1 as stem ts1 ys1, and that will be in the discrete format and will be shown in the red color. Similarly, hold on means after displaying that value it will be hold, but it will not go out, it will hold, as we are displaying the both stem and plot in the same position subplot. Whenever you will show the output, it will be clear that in the second position we are displaying stem as well as plot. So after one display you need to write the hold on, otherwise any one thing, either stem or plot, will be displayed. That's why you have considered hold on. So after that x level, y level. So that is your first condition. In the second condition, similarly we have considered simply fs2 equal to fnq or twice of fm. So with respect to that, we have got ts2 as 1 by fs2 is to k by fm. With respect to that, with respect to ts2, we have got ys2 as a cos 2 pi fm into ts2. And similarly, subplot 3 consider stem and plot in the same position, stem in the red color, plot in the green color. So that is your second condition. And in the third condition, what we have considered, fs3 is more than twice of fm, 10 into fnq. So with respect to that, we have got the ts3 as 0 is to 1 by fs3 is to k by m, and with respect to that, the output ys3 a cos 2 pi fm ts3, and we have displayed in the same way. So if we run that code, first it will ask number of cycle, how many cycle you want to get. We want to get suppose 10 cycles, and amplitude suppose 50, and the maximum frequency you are considering 100. So with respect to that, if we check the output, that is your output. So in that output, first you can check that original input, that will be signal, the spelling mistake. Original input signal defines the cosine wave, simply a continuous cosine wave. Now undersampling signal, in the undersampling signal you can check that some part of the wave is not showing. Red defines the sample value, and green defines the continuous value. So what is happening here? The sampling gap is increasing. Sampling gap is increasing such that the total value of your signal is will not be able to consider. That means your sampling gap is that much high that within that gap you cannot able to consider that total range, because if we consider another sampling value here, suppose at 0.01 at that position, so it should be connected like that, then maybe you can get your signal. But as the sampling range is increasing, so you are not getting that point. So that is the error. That is the error of sampling of a signal. Means whenever you are sampling a signal, between two signal we are considering value 0. So for that case, if we have sampling gap very high, that 0 will defines the error. That 0 should not be 0. There should be some value. Clear? If the sampling gap increasing, what the effect is happening? Yes. So that error is called the aliasing error. That error is called the aliasing error. That error is called the aliasing error, aliasing effect. Error, aliasing effect. Okay. So that effect you will get whenever you will consider the sampling frequency will be less than the input frequency or the maximum frequency that you are considering. If you consider that, the aliasing effect will come. So obviously, to avoid the aliasing effect, you have to consider the right sampling signal. Means simply whatever the frequency you are considering as input and the sampling frequency, both must be same. If we consider this case, then you can check it that you are getting your wave the same as input. Okay. And also you can check if this is same and you are getting discretized, there may be a certain change. The change is that the curve you are not getting. The curve you are not getting for equal cases. It is equal, so you are getting 10 number of duty cycles for each and every period as the input is. Everything is same, but exact curve you are not getting. The curve that you are not getting is because of the sampling value is less. If you can increase that sampling values, then you can also get the curve, as in case of oversampling signal. Means here for each cycle, suppose for the one positive part, consider one positive part is defined by one sample here, but here you can check one positive part is defined by more than one sample, that is 10 samples. You can check it 10 samples. So whenever you are defining by 10 samples, the curve you are getting exactly as it was. That means what? That means the maximum frequency range you will consider the maximum the maximum কি বলবো comparison with the input signal will be more prominent considering the maximum frequency range. Okay, so whenever you will do the sampling, keep in mind that the frequency or the sampling frequency that you are considering must be greater than the original frequency, original input frequency FM. And if it is not possible to consider the maximum frequency, minimum you will consider that both frequency are same. Otherwise, you will not get your output data. There will be a aliasing effect in your output data. So write down your home task and you have to submit this and as well as the home task together. The home task is that show the aliasing effect when a 3 Hz sinusoidal signal is sampled at 4 Hz sampling frequency. So that is your home task. Sinusoidal signal, that is the frequency is given 3 Hz, but the sampling frequency that we are considering 4 Hz. So depending on these two frequency, you have to show the aliasing effect in the output.